process.
Right.
Okay, so I was thinking about it, and yes, you will be able to pull the cart, and you won't have any disadvantage compared to what the dog could normally pull. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Is that the metal
So
cart?
normally, because you're going to be trudging through like deep snow, I would say that you would be at like a disadvantage. You only be able to move half as much without having to rest. However, with your winter experience or your tundra experience as your background and your racial boost from that, I would say that you can move as well as it can.
All right. And size isn't an issue with pulling the cart, just strength, correct?
No, I mean you'll hold it at like a slightly different angle
Yeah.
than if it were to a dog, but you can still just kind of grab onto it and pull.
Okay.
However, the dog is not going to be able to carry the other cart by itself, the one with the ingots on it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, could we have that smaller cart, like, basically strapped up and dragged along with our main cart by the two bears, and then figure out how to get the other party pulling the iron cart? Because the iron cart's really what's going to screw us over here. But I don't think we should just ditch it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the entire reason you came out here.
Right, we can't leave it unprotected.
Yeah.
Hey, just walk back to the door and be like, we found your shit, but we left it out there. I don't know.
Okay, so the iron cart, total weight is about 900 pounds. It is a very heavy cart. So while the Goliath might be able to pull it, it would be very slow going and it would be difficult for you.
Right. I'm a dexterity. I'm dexterous more than I am strengthful, right? I mean, yeah, in theory, I could drag up to 450 pounds. And the dog. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. We gotta figure it out. It's like, yeah. Here's the good question though: is anyone good at handling animals? So
Where is that?
It's a skill.
Oh, well, I got 0, but I do have blood curse, or I can bind creatures to me. I don't know if that counts for animals or just other creatures.
I would say that would work for animals.
Okay. Yeah, like blood curse of binding.
Blood curse sounds scary.
Yeah, I can bind a creature within 30 feet of me that is one size larger than me.
Okay, that would definitely fit that category.
What does it do though?
Because
if it's like binding them as in tying them up, we don't want to tie up the bears.
I think that is what it does.
Yeah, I'm really naive when it comes to that, but I'm not 100% sure.
But that's cool.
Yeah, so what it does is it basically freezes the blood inside of their body so they can't move.
Okay, well then we don't want that.
Probably not.
I mean, yeah. One of the first things you'd want to do is see if one of you can get the dog to transfer across or get him wherever you want him without him biting you.
Oh, me and the dog are friends. That's fine. I'm just worried about not about the bear cart. I'm not trying to have you, deal with the bear. Right, but I'm saying if you lose my bears, I'll end you.
And then we're screwed because then now we've got 2 carts we can't pull.
The other plan we could do is if we have to go back to the dwarves, then we're gonna have. This was also on the way to the other town, right? Or was this a side branch we could wander down? Because basically, what I'm thinking is we could ditch the goblin cart, strap the whole party to the metal wagon and the small wagon or the small cart, head back to the dwarves. Yeah, I know, but we can't haul
What's
carry.
in it? Yeah, what's
Right
other
now,
than it being a nice cart? If there's nothing in it, why are we worrying about it?
because it's a portable shelter and it's useful for that. But I think even if we ditch the small, not as cool cart, like that still doesn't solve this other problem we're having of needing to move 900 pounds of metal
Yeah.
and also keep animals in
So
control.
between Lucifer and Kusith, you guys would be able to drag it together.
Right. I'm sure about that. I'm also worried about driving the other cart too. Though. We don't have anyone too experienced with it. But I guess we'll have to figure it out. We'll start dragging the cart, and then every now and again I'll have to let go run forward, and call the bears down.
And I'll just hang on. Hope it doesn't go anywhere.
They'll be fine.
We don't have to. We don't have to even take him into the town. We can leave him, at a.
They will be
Well,
my friend bears by then.
yeah, he'll stay with them.
We're not just ditching the bears. Alternatively, I'm pretty sure we could strap all 3 of you to the iron cart. Right, but I'm saying like you and Craig both have 12 strength, and then with Kuthis actually doing the work, I can never pronounce that damn name. Anyway,
It's rough. Kusit.
doing he can do the actual lifting, and then you guys help out, and then I'll ride the other cart in comfort.
If that's happening, I'm getting paid more. Just saying. Mhm.
Cat, if you eat butter and get sick, I'm going to end you. Stay out of the butter. Yes, I know it's a bowl of popcorn.
Okay, so I tried to post another, like a picture of the map and show exactly where you guys are at right now. It's got a teeny tiny little red X, but it's like right in the center of that.
Okay, so it is in the middle of nowhere.
Bryn Shander.
I see it. It's literally in the middle of nowhere.
It's nowhere.
I don't see an X, so I'm either blind or.
You have to zoom. Yeah, like open it in the browser and zoom.
I didn't scale it quite large enough.
If you drew a line between Temerlane and East Haven, it's like right in the middle of that. It's not even on like a road. That being said, I'm fine with trying to like the two of us trying to drag the big cart. Stop! We're gonna train some.
More bears. Go ahead, create your little bear circus.
Actually, how strong is the dog? I'm just gonna say, like, it would take more than
You take the small
Goose
cart,
and
right?
the dog, right? Well, yeah, the
So
yeah, the
other
basic one was just carrying us.
yeah, so other than the two main carts that we want to keep, the dog can handle the other one, and he'll stay with us.
I have to say though, it is really nice to open up this picture of the Icewind Dale, and right above that is Reba. Just say it's so nice.
On her private plane. Okay, so right now, can we get going with the iron cart and our portable shelter and the bears?
Yeah.
Or are we still hung up on the bears?
I mean, we're taking the bears.
Okay, let's take the bears. Let's get back to town. We've been standing around too long. We're about to freeze and die.
Well, we gotta get back to the dwarves with their iron.
Well, cool, and hopefully they can give us half of whatever it's worth in gold.
When you guys took the quest, they did offer to pay you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's a great plan.
Well, you better hope so. You've been talking about it enough.
And then the bear promptly mauls.
The
And
animal
so
handling and wisdom.
begins the following of the fallen arc.
I guess is there anything I can do to help, like, prepare
the new
to
cult
help
was instantly squashed.
to prepare the bears, or like help get this along, even though I'm pulling the other cart?
I mean, you could, since when we left last time,
Mhm.
you had, tried to like get close to the bears, pet them.
Yep.
You had succeeded pretty well.
Yeah.
You can, we'll say you can aid Zylane's attempts to do that by doing
Okay.
the whole thing where you start petting it, and then you just kind of like help, like guide his hand and like pet him with him, and then you just kind of step.
And... All right. I got a 22.
Nice.
Yeah, roll with advantage. So the bear is really taking its time and making up its mind whether he likes it or not.
With advantage?
And the maul just
All right.
Did you something?
I am gonna start.
Okay,
to
so
worship
yeah,
Lucifer.
you start petting that bear, and as soon as it feels the transition from Gucifer's, nice furry or nice feathery hand to your human skin hand, it growls and like and snaps at you.
Fleshy hand. All right.
So he's rolling with advantage, right? So he gets a second roll.
That was the better of the two.
Oh. Oh. Ouch.
All right. I think we're
All
gonna have to
right.
have all the flesh bags pull the iron cart, and I'll deal with the bears.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to like 3-man
that
chain
might-
it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, and I'm still gonna do all the work on the iron cart.
Most of it, yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you want to do the same with Craiglison, to see if he can get or get a bond or whatever with the bears, you can do that. Since he's the only other person who isn't going to be pulling that cart with you. Because putting 3 people on a cart like that is going to be very awkward.
Awkward.
We have 2 pull and 1 push.
Not possible, just it won't be great.
You feeling like trying to pet a bear then, Craig? It'll be okay. I'll guide your hand. This time I got a
Animal
20.
handle. I have +1 to my animal
What
handling.
could possibly go wrong?
Yeah,
Roll
I
it.
mean,
You're dumb.
Okay.
and you
I
you can't have
can.
me try.
And thank you for that. Since I just rolled a 1, I love you so much.
Oh,
Thank you.
by the way, I
Yeah,
gave
You
wonderful.
get
you a
advantage
20,
because Lucifer is helping.
Have you
Yeah,
not watched Jerry Holkins?
you are terrible at this. You're gonna jinx me. Oh, okay. The second roll was an 18, so a total of 19. Woohoo!
Okay, yeah. So you go to pet it, and it, for a second, it seems like it's like, not going to be cool with it, and then it just kind of mellows out, and it's like, okay, we're good.
Sweet.
There is nobody in the chat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see you vaping like a dork. I didn't remember the other camera you had.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
I'm so
I do
proud of
not
you.
have the video. I am
I don't
doing.
see the video either. I may not have the proper link or saved it or whatever, so I do apologize. Yeah, that'd be great.
Anyway, so
So we're moving now, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
so you guys strap up, one person to the Craiglison is driving the bear cart. Gucifer and Kusith are pulling the iron ingot cart. Zylane, what are you doing? How are you traveling?
He's just
What
hanging
about the
back
dog?
there doing a slow stroke. Nice.
Wait, what about the dog? I have this vision of like getting the dog with the bears, like just to convince the dog it's a bear and they can pull the cart with them. Probably.
You definitely could. Otherwise, you would have to tie the cart to your goblin cart, or like put it up top, or something like that.
Yeah. Dangerous last words.
Okay, so you guys are on your way now.
Yep.
Are you heading back the exact same direction you went?
Did they say they were gonna wait for us there, or were we gonna meet them somewhere?
They did not say.
Okay. Probably. No, I've seen how that quest works, because then they teleport behind you once you leave town and stab you.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
But yeah, let's go back to where we left them. Yep.
Okay, so you guys head back, taking the same pace you did last time, traveling for about an hour before your creatures have to rest. The people pulling the iron cart are doing pretty good. You're not straining yourselves too much. It would be pretty difficult, but Kusith is kind of taking like the brunt of the weight, and Gucifer is helping along. But Kusith is taking point, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
You guys travel back at the same pace, resting, traveling, resting. Yeah, you guys make it back with no problems. Unlike last time, there's no storm that kicks up for no reason. All right, so as you guys are getting close to town, you hear horns start to blare.
Uh-oh.
Why did you guys?
We're hearing like, are these like war horns?
Blame you guys, because I'm the only human to do that.
You hear shouting inside of the walls. You see movement on top of the walls, and you can tell that people are like pointing at you.
Oh, maybe they're just happy that we're back with the
Wave.
the clock. Everybody wave, smile and wave, boys.
Wave and honk.
All right,
Why
as you get
why are-
close, the when you're within bow range, one of the people up on the hill or up on the wall says, "Halt! What do you want?"
We recovered this cart for some dwarves.
Yeah, we were hired to do this.
We were
Why-
heroes.
Why are we being
Good
halted?
morning.
I'm sure we have the dwarf name. I can shout it.
Yeah, I think we did.
I think it's in there.
Let me check.
You know, the one dwarf that's around. That's the guy.
That one guy
Danica
did that one
Graysdale?
thing.
A likely story. Why would goblins be coming here?
We're not goblins.
Why do you have a goblin cart?
They're not using it anymore.
We didn't want to freeze our butts off, so we kept it.
All right, all of you, back away from the cart.
Which cart?
3 cards, technically.
All of them.
Okay.
Okay, backing away.
Don't hurt my
so
bears.
you guys back away, and a group of people, 6 or 7, come out of the gates with 3 people on top of the gates with bows ready to fire. They come up to come up to your carts. They look inside very carefully. They wait, they get in positions, and then they peek inside. Then they look underneath it, and then they look all around it, they inspect it. They're like, okay. All right, you're free to come in. Sorry to have to go through this, but
Can't trust goblins.
you gotta be careful.
Where do we park the bears?
I don't know where you want to keep them, but you probably shouldn't take them inside the in town.
I wasn't planning on it. Just making sure, like, if I put the bears somewhere over here, you're not going to be like, whoa, that's the no bear zone.
As long as they don't cause any trouble, we don't care where you keep them.
All right.
You don't want them in the town, so you do care.
Oh, yeah,
but
we'll just leave
anyway.
them by the walls outside of the town. Like, as near to the gate as we can without being in the way.
All right, keep them in line. I don't want anybody getting eaten.
With the
No,
They're
we
off
don't.
the road. They're not on the road.
Okay.
And,
Do you have any meat you can give them to keep them satisfied?
I mean, I got plenty of goblin meat.
All right, throw him one of those. Not the dog. Give him the goblins.
I'm assuming that's what we've been feeding the bears.
That's what I was-
Mm,
I don't think they care. It's fine.
So we go inside. Bears are cozy as they're gonna get, I think.
Okay, so you park the cart. You set it in place. Make sure the bears are fed. You put it outside the wall, but not too far away from not too close, not too far away, good distance.
Yeah.
And you make sure to lock the wheels and tie them basically so that they can't get anywhere too fast if they manage to break out. All right, so you go into the town, and you said you wanted to go to the same spot where you met the goblin or the dwarves. Okay, so you make it to the area where you're pretty sure that was where you found them. They're not like standing there or anything.
We can ask around for them, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's not really anybody out on the streets very much, but like if you go to the nearest door and just pound on it, you ask the person, hey, so we met these dwarves, they wanted us to recover this iron for them, and they say, oh, I mean, if they were getting iron, they probably were going to they were probably getting it for black iron blades. It's the smithy in town. If that's the place you'll want to go if you want to ask about them.
Seem reasonable.
Okay, so the directions they give you is that it's near the middle of town, slightly to the north. If you look at the map, there's kind of like a little clearing in the middle of town. It's one of the northernmost buildings in that clearing. Ugh. You go there, and you knock on the door, and one of the dwarves who was there answers it. Ah, nice to see you again. Did you retrieve our comrade and our iron?
One of those things.
Gets a really anxious look on his face and says, "Which one?"
The iron.
We got the
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Whew. I mean, nothing against old Ulog, but we
Well,
really
don't pay
needed
the
that.
bill.
No, he knew the chances of this job. It's dangerous. Did you happen to find that Yeti?
No.
Hmm. That's weird. We didn't see any goblins when we were going along.
Did you see
I
a
mean,
bear?
there are some that are in that area, but that's strange. All right, so they invite you into the smithy, and they introduce you to the man who owns it. Let me get a reminder on what his name is.
Bob.
Garn the Hammer, which is just a beautiful name in my opinion. So yeah, they introduce you to another dwarf who is sitting there in the corner, just kind of smoking a pipe, watching the conversation. He introduces himself as Garn the Hammer, another dwarf, if I didn't mention that before. He thanks you for your service, and he tells you that, in addition to whatever these fine folks offered to pay you, he is going to offer you a 10% discount on anything you want to buy from him because you help them so much.
How much is he paying us?
I'm looking that up right now. Because for some reason I seem to have missed it.
Before, and who was pulling the cart, the iron cart, before we showed up? I know I was just a sled dog last time, so.
Oh, we had a couple of dogs that were pulling them, but they were one of the first things that the Yeti attacked.
Oh, okay. And
Yeti,
iron.
they're pretty smart creatures, They know that if they attack the cart, it'll make us stop, and then they can just take us down one by one. Sorry, you were saying something.
I want to go find this Yeti.
Yeah, eventually, but who was pulling the iron cart before? Was it dogs pulling the iron cart, or was it goblins, or do we even know? Okay.
when you found it, it was goblins who were pulling it along. They had like six goblins who were all pulling it together, pulling, pushing, shoving, pulling it along.
All right. Only reason I ask is because we could use the fact that we had to drag this thing back that they so dearly wanted without what was originally pulling it, so we could either increase our payment or our discount.
Oh yeah,
That is,
we
if
should
any
definitely.
of- yeah.
We should definitely mention that we did not abandon this after finding out that, well, now we have no way to pull 900 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes. We. Mhm. That's better.
Yeah.
My comrades is more,
Really great. You're
accurate.
trying to make it all sound like D&D.
I was.
That's sweet.
I mean, to be fair, bears are a little harder to steal or to steer than a dog is, but I get your point. Anyway, so as he's paying you, he does give you each a bloodstone, which is worth 50 gold each. He hands one to each of you, and as he's doing this, you mentioned that you did go through a lot of trouble for this, and you had to go through extra trouble because you didn't have anything to pull it, so you guys had to pull it. And he goes, "Oh, here, take an extra one," and he hands it to Kusith.
Fair.
Okay. I was gonna say, is anybody opposed to that? I think.
Oh yeah, I almost died.
Yeah.
That's part of a barbarian. Bah, it was a fine. It was a scratch. It's fine.
Says, "Oh yeah, well you guys
That's not a goblin.
what that other gem is worth, and that'll probably cover it. If pretty much
I'm
all I
not.
have.
How much
I mean,
is this other gem worth?
All the
a
ones that he gave
barbarian.
you are like 50 gold.
All of
each.
them worth 50. Okay.
I'm pretty sure a barbarian would not be like, oh, my goblin injury is so hurt. This is another day. Yeah.
Yes.
Subtle. I'm just saying, subtle. Smooth. Actually, yeah, I could probably look around. At the very least, I need to get some more, like, throwing. Well, I was gonna say daggers for throwing. Javelins are strength based. I would have thrown more daggers, but I only had the one.
Okay, so most of what he makes is things for traveling in the cold weather. He's less of a blacksmith, more of a what do you call it? He makes stuff for traveling and like cold weather gear, ice sticks, snowshoes.
Also, need a bitch blacksmith.
I mean, he was too. Apparently, the reason why it's called Black Iron Blades is because the man who.
Big snow. The ice skating.
Well, this is like a multi-generational shop, and they used to sell blades,
I know.
and then they don't really anymore, and so now it's become like the joke that go to the blade shop for the blades because they don't have any.
Oh, poor bastard.
the rails.
Have anything to help our to move the other cart, or are we fine with the bears? Do we want to make that? Can we all fit in that current car we have, or is there anything
We
he
can
has
all
for
fit in
that?
the bear cart.
We all fit. Okay. Okay. Then negate that. I was trying to see if that could make us more comfy.
What are you gonna do? Like paint it pink? Put some glitter on it, magic boy.
Yes, pink. Hot, blazing pink.
Those are the cool parts.
I mean, it's got like spikes all over it, and it looks very ramshackle, like it's just slapped together.
Yeah.
We get this like spruced up a bit. I don't care if it still looks goblin-y. I just, just make it more comfy.
Right.
Yeah, the section that you sit on in order to steer it has mammoth tusks coming out of it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
those make really. I found a picture of it and I put it in the item cards. By the way, I've got a good footrest. Like those mammoth tusks, really comfy to stretch your legs on.
Put goblin skulls on the top.
That's what we should have done to make it appear less goblin. I don't know. Actually, that would still look goblin-y.
Probably.
We can probably get rid of the weird spike thing up at the top. Maybe trim off a couple of the edge spikes. But like the mammoth tusks need to stay. That's gonna hurt the resale value.
I guess the first question is: does this supposed blade smith have anything to upgrade our shed with?
Oh yeah, can you like reinforce it?
Okay, so when you ask him about if he has anything to improve it with, he says, there's probably something I could do, but I probably have to see it. Where is it right now?
Right outside the gates.
All right.
If you don't want to go outside, we can take you up to the walls and show it to you. Just because
give me a minute. I'll get bundled up, and then we'll go check it out. So he's going to get into his nice cold weather gear, and then two of the other goblins are going to go, or dwarves are going to go with you, just to check it out, see what it is. I mean, it's interesting to them.
We should totally check it out to look like this. Free candy van. I think.
Free candy.
Free candy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you show him to where the cart is. He takes a look at it. He walks all around it. Gives it a minute, and he's like, "Okay, so what exactly are you wanting to do with this?"
It's a little looks like it's gonna fall over. Like we just reinforce it a little bit, make it a little sturdier. Keep the mammoth horns.
More sturdy, easier to move around in the snow, if possible.
All right. Well, okay. At this point, he's just kind of talking to himself. He's like, "Okay, so if you want it to travel quickly but still be reinforced, we might want to put it maybe like a bracket or something." And we could probably just take this. I don't even know what this does. He points to like the thing on top. That's the big long bar at the top.
Looks like a giant spear to kill yetis.
Yeah, whatever that is. He looks at it and he's like, "I have no idea what that is. We could probably lose that if you don't mind. It would take some luck. It would compensate for the. Would compensate for the any reinforcing that I did. Plus, it would make it look less, goblin-y.
Yeah, as long as we keep the tusks.
Okay. All right. All right. How about this? Would it be possible for you guys to actually take it into town? I know, it's got some bears on it, and that's a little difficult. But if I had this by my workshop, I could maybe do something with this.
Yeah, you can help as long as you help us explain to the guards that it's coming over there. Like we.
Yeah, he goes. He runs behind the guard or behind the wall, and he talks to the person on watch, and he's like, he's explaining. You can see, you can't hear what he's saying, but you can see that he's like talking to him, like, "Oh, come on, man. No, this is this. I got this. You know me. I got this."
Just a couple bears. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, just a few
Right.
bears.
Okay. So yeah, he comes back to you. He's like, "Okay, yeah, I got the all clear. As long as you guys make sure that they don't run amok, then
Yeah.
we'll be fine."
That's absolutely fine.
Okay, who is going to steer them?
I'll maybe I should start hearing them again. Yeah. Oh god. For the record, James, like skill is not having a +2 is not having the skill.
Yeah, have Guccifer lead, and if Zylene, if you really need to, if things get out of hand, I mean, at that point we can chance it and hope for the best.
Although I have been getting way better rolls than you, so
Yeah.
I'm active.
I got a 19 on it.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to steer them easily without them, like freaking out or trying to, rip free or anything like that.
Let me
So
show
yeah,
you how
you
she.
take it in. You take it in and you bring it to his workshop. And, as you pull up, he comes out from outside and he's got like a measuring tape sort of thing, like a rope with various lines on it. And he starts like, measuring corners, measuring around edges. He goes and talks to some of the other dwarves who, about like, and he's gesturing up at the thing on top. It's like, okay, so maybe we can get this down and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, so now before I get started on any of this, we do need to talk about cost.
Right.
Okay, so for me to reinforce this, and I don't really have anything to insulate it, but I can put something up to make sure that there's no wind chill or no wind gets through. Kind of like draping it with some fabric and stuff. It'll make it look a lot less goblin-y, and it'll help a little bit with it. Yeah, it should work pretty well. All in all, this is going to probably cost about 200 gold. Oh, but that is actually not including your 10% discount, so 180 gold.
All right, so let's see here. We got 4 gems worth 50 each, right?
I'll give one full.
Well, I was gonna say I think we have to all cash in the gem, and then
It's
we'd have.
true.
I think it's worth it. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I've got 2.
Oh, cool. I mean, I think it's fine. We cash in all 5, and then since I help pull the card, I get to keep the 20 left over. Right?
Like, listen,
Keep his 50. Yeah. Yeah.
But my money.
I can give you 5 gold for that.
I mean, on the plus side, you will have a reinforced.
All right, we're buying
Place to-
a mobile fortress, like
Basically,
maybe a little less flammable.
right now it's a mobile shed. You're going to be upgrading it into a mobile light fortress. Won't necessarily block, cannon shot, but it'll definitely block arrows.
Plus, no one else is riding in style like this. I'm just saying, like, It's an investment, really.
That's fine. Fine.
I'll
That
put
makes
my
stupid
hundreds worth in here.
I'm gonna like hand it to you very, very reluctantly.
Fine, I'll give you guys 5. I'll take 10. I got. Actually, if it weren't for me, we wouldn't have the cart.
That is actually fair because the other guy would have set fire to it.
Well, also, I flew ahead. Like, they were starting to run.
He's a giant bird that can swoop down and just destroy things. I don't think he was in much danger.
Oh, I wasn't like 2 hit points after the arrows. Like, if I would have got hit, if one of those arrows would have hit me.
And the cart was 180 or 280?
180. So cashing in 4 gems, you will have 20 gold left over. If you wanted to split that evenly, you could just give 5 to each person, or you could split it however you wanted.
No, I'll do 5, 5, 10, and he gets to keep his $50 gem. Kusa, he pulled the hell out of that cart.
Okay, because I was gonna say I can work around that, and I give Craiglison and Zylane 10 apiece of what I have left over. You can keep your 20, and everybody's happy.
If you want to do 10, 10, 20, 30, that's fine. You're a good man.
All right, yeah, that works for me. Let's do that. You don't want 10? We can take the 10 back.
I mean, I'm more than happy to take it away. Like,
I understand.
Okay.
Where do you add that? Because I've never done that. Okay. And will this be counted as gold?
I'm assuming we can find somebody in town to change this out pretty easily.
I want to be clear. So I have 5. I got 5 out of this whole deal, right?
You got 10.
10. I got G10.
Yeah, pretty much any merchant that you go to will be willing to barter for the value of the items. More often than not, they'll give you whatever the amount is worth. If you want, you can keep, like, whenever you get something as a reward, you can just automatically transfer it to gold. Or if you want to keep them as items so that you can maybe use them for something, you can do that as well. It's up to you.
Sounds
In this
good. That's how I normally play it too. I was just checking.
Yeah, in this instance, we'll just go straight to gold, and that makes this whole transaction a lot easier.
Okay.
God has left.
All right, so we're getting our card upgraded.
Yeah.
So at this point, you take care of the money situation, and he starts, measuring more stuff. He tells a couple of the other dwarves what to do. They run inside. They start, making all sorts of like hammering and pounding sounds. Eventually, the changes that are made to your cart, all in all, take about 5 hours. By the time it's done, it is going to be, I mean, I would say dark, but it's already dark. Daytime around here lasts about 4 hours. So it's been dark for a while. I forgot about that aspect, but it's going to be nighttime, I guess you would say, about 9 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
By the time he finishes. However, the changes that'll be made are metal brackets will be installed along like the corners and the edges. They're going to be full-length brackets that go, top to bottom along the beams and whatnot. There's going to be fabric, almost like a tarp-like fabric. It's kind of like it's canvas, but it is
Been covered in tar, sort of thing.
yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that is covering all of the panels, or all of the like the actual walls themselves on the outside and the inside, so that no wind can get through. He does also double check to make sure that the roof is reinforced, so that one, it won't collapse under a heavy snowfall, and two, it won't leak, or if it does, it'll be a minimal leak. He really does make sure that it's in good repair for you guys. He gets rid of the thing on the top. He does leave all the spikes on it because they are actually functional. They'll help keep it safe. He does also work with the wheels a little bit. And then, yeah, that's about it. The wheels, he just made sure that they were oiled and greased properly, so they'll turn smoothly. Yeah.
Shotgun. Wait.
From here,
Nah.
do we want to go on that last quest with our magic lantern and all that fun business, or do we want to go spend the night somewhere and chill?
Last we heard that the lady here the spirits aren't here in town, they're somewhere out there. So I thought they were on the outskirts but outside, so if we wanted to try to hunt spirits, we should probably take the cart back outside. We could go camping. I mean, we could always buy like a big cauldron if we needed that.
So I will say that when you guys are talking about this, he's still working on the cart when you talk about it. You're like, planning on how you're going to be traveling and all this. He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, I could get you a pretty good cauldron that'll, it'll keep all of the fire inside, and it'll have like a nice little mesh on top that'll keep all of the any cinders from getting out, so that you don't actually accidentally burn it down. Because this is still pretty flammable.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right, he goes inside for a minute, does a little bit of math, comes out, and he's like, okay, so that is going to cost you another 10 gold.
All right.
I got it.
Okay.
And go.
There's no room too.
Yep. All right, so do you want it to be a solitary thing, just like set on the ground, or do you want it so that it can move?
Yeah, it's not going to tip over and we're going to burn our whole new house down.
Probably.
The only disadvantage to that is that you won't be able to move it at all if you need to like try to fit another person. Because fitting 4 people in there, you are pretty cramped. You will be able to fit around this thing without causing too much discomfort, but you won't be able to fit a 5th person. I mean, maybe, but if you bolt it down, it's going to be bolted down it's going to be well bolted down, because it is a very heavy item that needs to make sure that it doesn't move.
Yeah, but my
I think
question
it's
is,
safer just to have it stuck there and worry about the
Yeah.
awkwardness of cramming a 5th person in later.
yeah, because and I'm saying if we have to take the cauldron out, it's gone. Where's it gonna go? If we have to take it out to fit a 5th person in there, the cauldron's gone and we lose our heat. So I'd say bolt it down, leave it there for a while. We don't need to worry about it till.
Okay.
We'll pull straws for who gets kicked out in the cold.
Not the one that bought
Oh
the
yeah,
cauldron.
what are we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with the other cart? By the way, are we gonna keep it in case we need to like drag the smaller sled with us in case we need it? Right, that's what I'm wondering. Do we want to keep it for a backup in case it's like, well, shit, we need to move faster. Let's take this one, or we need to get into a tight.
I like that idea. Let's hang on to it. We've got the dog. I mean,
Right. I'm gonna teach the dog to be a bear. Yeah, they're all a sled dog. No, they'll become all the same pack. Like it'll be fine.
Okay, so did you guys want to just head out straight away?
why not?
It's
By the
nice.
time he
like,
finishes
yeah.
with the cart, it's somewhere between like 8 and 9 at night. No idea.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can just head out, go see what we find.
No, we took a long rest. We slept before we started this.